clip, you should be able to tell what that is, right? Here it is, my 2009 Nissan 370Z. So this is a touring model with the sports package, which means it's got the big brake kit, the raised 19-inch forged wheels, and the limited slip differential. So these are your big brake kit, front and rear, the raised 19-inch. They're actually not curved, so for an 09 I'm actually very surprised. And the paint on the calipers, it still looks pretty good. Almost brand new. Same deal with the rears. There's no curb rash. Calipers look pretty good. Exterior wise, basically that's pretty much it, other than the OEM trunk lip spoiler. But here, let's go around real quick. I've actually the last couple of times that I've gone to the gas station, I've had people come up to me and ask me like what year it is, and when I tell them, they're like, wow, the paint actually looks pretty good for an 09, you know, being black. But the biggest reason that this car caught my attention and I ended up buying it is because of this beautiful orange leather interior with suede side panels. You know, it's an 09, so you would expect your typical wear and tear on the seats. I'm gonna have to find a place that maybe can recondition them a little bit, but they're not terrible, they're not horrible. It's still beautiful, and when you get in here, it actually still smells really good. First thing it hits you in the face when you get in here. Here's the next part. Here's the other reason why I got this one. 6-speed manual. I've been wanting a manual for like the longest time. I think it's been like 6 years since I had a daily driver as a manual. But let me show you. It's got about 106,600 something miles. I think I've put roughly 1,000 miles on it or so. What's the history behind me and the Z brand? So back in 2003, when the 350Z was released, I was or the year it was going to be released, I was at the movie theater. I don't remember what movie I was watching, and during the trailers they played this trailer, and it was called The Run. And if you're a Z enthusiast, you know exactly what that is. And if you don't, go check it out. I think there's a few videos online. Some of them aren't the best quality, but you'll get the idea. I remember watching that trailer, and the whole time I was just like mesmerized. My mouth was open and I was hooked. I knew that someday I was gonna own either the 350. Well, at the time, obviously, I wanted the 350Z, but I didn't know. Obviously, back then, I didn't know there was gonna be a 370. But since that day, man, the bug, it hit me, and I knew in my heart that I really badly wanted one of those cars. It's just been one of those dream cars, and I know some people might be like, man, come on, man, it's an 09 370Z, what's the big deal? And it's like, if I had to explain it to you, like, you're not gonna get it. You either get it or you don't. I know there's a lot of people out there that get it. So, but yeah, 18 years ago, 18-year bug, and or an 18-year itch, and I finally scratched it. So that's one of the reasons why I bought the 370Z, because at the time I needed another car, or I needed a reliable car, and I didn't have another I really needed a 4-door sedan at that time, and I didn't have the Xterra yet. If I had the Xterra, I might have gotten the 370Z instead, but I got the Infiniti G37, which was another one of those cars when it came out, and I found out it was, you know, basically a 4-door 370Z or 350Z or whatever, but then G35 actually came out. So it was another one of those cars that I always wanted. But anyways, this car, man, I always wanted it. Finally got it. Got the spec that I wanted. This is a touring with the sports package. I think I already mentioned that. And the best part, again, it's a manual. So first 2 mods, okay, number 1 that I've done so far was the clutch helper spring removal. That helper spring, I think it's called. That thing is just, I don't understand why it's there. I think it's there for beginners that I guess people that like to ride the clutch, and that spring is supposed to keep your foot from pushing down a little bit and wasting the clutch sooner. At least that's the only thing that I can think of. But like as soon as I removed it, it felt so much better. It's not 100% because this clutch, it's not a very forgiving clutch, and it's definitely not for beginners. You really have to be experienced to drive this thing. And I think all 370s are like that, where the friction zone, engagement zone is very, very like minimal. So it's almost like when you're there and it's fast, and you better react or the car's gonna stall on you. But anyways, yeah, this is it. Beautiful orange interior, smells so good. Look at the suede panels. I had to get this reconditioned. I mean, look at the interior. This is an 09 with 106,000 miles. Whoever had this car before really, really loved it and took care of it. You can tell. You know, I love everything about this interior. Obviously, I'm probably gonna get one of those Tesla screens to replace this, because you know this is a little bit outdated. But other than that, I mean, you know, everything else in working order. Only thing that doesn't work is that door lock right there, which I think is pretty common in these cars. But anyways, let's go for a drive. I almost forgot. Only mod this car came with when I bought it was these janky K&N short ram short ram intakes. Definitely gotta go. This is Arizona, and these are definitely heat soaked. Nothing that a 3-inch long tube intakes, cold air intakes can't fix. So you know that's coming for sure. All right, now let's go for a drive. Nice. So already cluster is completely different from the G37, where the G37, they're, you know, you got your left and your right, and they're kind of like, you know, off center. Right here you got the tachometer like right in your face, because they made sure that you actually can see this, so that you can see when this thing is redlining, as that little red indicator starts flashing, I believe around 7, maybe even before that. But anyways, I know I mentioned the first 2 mods, and I only talked about the removing the helper spring from the clutch. Second mod was this shift knob. I believe it's called, from a company called Race Gen or something like that. It's beautiful. It's beautifully made. It's, you know, it's not light. It's actually weighted. It's one of those weighted shift knobs. The OEM one was just like gross, disgusting. Looked like it was melting the leather. It looked like, you know, some nasty old lady's elbow. But anyways, second mod I did, it's got this little insert, a threaded insert, and then this one just threads over, and it has a little Allen bolt at the top that you can adjust so that you can get this perfectly center. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So take this out for a spin. First thing that caught my attention, of course, when I first got in here, compared to the G37, in the G37 you have all this open room, and it's so roomy and spacious and luxurious, and you know, it feels like you get in there and you take your cup of coffee with your pinky up, and you know, it's very relaxing. You jump in here and it feels like you're strapped into a roller coaster or strapped into like a fighter jet or something, which I think these cars were inspired by like World War II. There's a specific World War II Japanese plane or something like that. But anyways, I mean, the roof line is so low. This is low. Like in the G37, I could stick my head out, no problem. In this one, I had to really like work, and it's very awkward. So I can't even do that anymore. But everything is so much closer to you. So you're like, it feels like you're really in the middle of this machine, and you have all your instruments and everything like right at your fingertips. It's just so hard to explain. But when you're in here, you're in for the ride. You're strapped in. There's no, you know, there's no drinking your coffee, you know, with your pinky up, because I mean, you have to be really focused and attentive with this car. Because not only that, one other thing that I'm still getting used to, it's got this really nasty blind spot over here, and before you switch lanes, like you really have to do this and make sure that there's nothing there, because if not, I really don't want to put one of those little like blind spot mirrors, because I don't know, they look kind of tacky. But anyways, it's not so bad on this side because there's a little side mirror window, and the hatch helps a little bit too. But on this side, you know, like I said, you better be paying attention, because if you're not, you're gonna go hit something. All right, so going back to the clutch, like I was saying, this is not for beginners, because it's very, you know, it's very sporty. It's like right there, like it just bangs it. The friction zone, it's really fast, and once you get there, you know, you better be ready for it. But when you do find that sweet spot, you know, it feels good. It feels really good. It's taking me a little bit to get used to it. I used to have a 5-speed Scion TC, and on that car, I used to have a lightweight flywheel on it, and that's what it feels like. This one reminds me a lot of that. So I don't know if from the factory Nissan put a lighter flywheel on this thing than your typical OEM one, but that's what it feels like, because it's like you really have to spin the engine. You have to give it a lot of gas to get it going, because if you don't, it bogs a lot in first gear if you don't do it just right, or it stalls on you. Luckily, I swear I haven't stalled it once yet, but I have bogged a lot. So it's just learning, you know, those little things, which I still am. And actually, a lot of things that make a difference to that is the type of shoes you wear. So I have different type of shoes that I wear depending on what, you know, work and stuff. But if you're, you know, it's one of those things. It's weird. Like, no, I don't even think any people really even talk about this. But yeah, there's different shoes slide differently on the rug, and it makes a difference. And how they bend, you know. Sport shoes, I have these Converse that are like high top, and they're very soft, and those are real easy. Right now I have these shoes that are a little bit harder, so they're not as easy to, you know, to kind of figure out between this and the clutch. But anyways, you know, this thing, like I said, is so much fun to drive. Like, I've been driving the hell out of it as much as I can. You know, obviously I recently finished fixing the G, and I've been driving that, and this has been sitting. But believe it or not, when I was trying to fix the G, and I just needed to take a deep breath, just get out of the garage, you know, get my mind straight, I would hop in this, and I would go off for like a 20-30 minute drive, just anywhere, you know. And it would help me like relax and free my mind and get focused. Always puts a smile on my face every time I drive it, especially when I have the room to do, you know, just pound on it. So going one of the most iconic things about this car, which I freaking love, is the 3-gauge pods right here. And those have been in every single Z car since the original, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I believe these were since the original one. I think I recently saw one on a YouTube video. Dustin Williams is actually restoring one right now, and I could have sworn I saw the 3 gauges on it. But anyways, yeah, like I said, 18 year itch, and all thanks to the 350Z and the run, as it's called. You know, like I said, you know, a grin on my face every time I drive it. In the morning, you know, as I'm try to drink my coffee to try to wake up. But honestly, all I need is just a couple minutes in this, and you know, it wakes me up immediately. But you know, I'm extremely happy. My plans for this car are definitely forced induction. I haven't decided if it's gonna be supercharged or turbo. I'm leaning more towards the supercharger. I think the Rotrex supercharger kit from Top Gun. I think that guy's name is Aaron. I believe they just dyno a 370Z at 802 horsepower. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's at 20 psi. I'm probably not gonna go that crazy, especially on a non-built. It shut down, so I had to pull off. Apparently this car is way too hot, even for the camera. Nah, I'm just joking. All right, so back to what I was saying. I think I was talking about the Rotrex supercharger kit that just made 802 horsepower on a 370Z. I think it was a manual. But I don't think I'm gonna go that crazy. I think 500 will be fine with me. Definitely 500. I'll be happy with that, especially on a non-built motor. Definitely gonna have to upgrade the flywheel and the clutch. But you know, other plans. Definitely gonna wrap this car, and I haven't decided if I'm doing a lip kit or a full body kit. I'm probably gonna go lip kit. I'm leaning more towards the lip kit, just a simple lip kit. And you know, obviously the coilovers. Probably gonna get rid of the wheels. I'm gonna keep these for a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna have to get some I think 20mm spacers just to bring them out, because they tuck in way too far for me, for my liking. So I'm definitely gonna have to do that. Let's see what, obviously if I'm going supercharger, I'm definitely doing the ISR long tube headers. I love those things on my G, so you know I'm doing that for sure. And then exhaust system, I don't think I'm gonna go with the Soho single exit 3-inch exhaust system, because one, I've already done it, so I want to do something different. Maybe I'll do a full ISR setup, so ISR long tube headers, ISR wide pipe, ISR single exit exhaust system. I don't know if that one's 3-inch or not. And I think there's also Greddy, and there might be a few others which I'll do my research on. But gonna do something different, but the ISR long tube headers for sure. Maybe a resonator resonator wide pipe. Maybe the XYC wide pipe, because I think that one you can put a resonator on it, and it'll help get rid of some of that rasp that the G has, which I've already gotten used to it. I really don't care. But if I can make it sound better this time around, I will. That way I don't have 2 loud shit boxes in my garage, you know, piss off my neighbors. But anyways, this thing, you know, quick downshift, 3rd gear, I have to say, is one of my favorite gears. Earlier is that this car is very quick, very nimble, and the reason is because I believe this one has a limited slip differential for sure, and I do think that it has the 369 final ring gear, and that actually helps it be a little bit quicker when it comes to accelerating. Obviously that brings your top speed down a little bit, but you know, it's like, how often am I going to be doing over 100, you know, on a daily basis? I want to get that for the G37, because I know that would definitely help make that quicker off the line. already more than it already is. But you know, this thing, I have so many plans and I don't even know where to begin, what to begin with. I don't know if I should go looks first and the G. You know, the G is not the best looking car, and I haven't really paid attention too much to the exterior. I've been trying to invest my money into the performance mods first. But I think now I'm to the point now where I need to wrap that car and make it look nice, because it deserves it. But this one, I don't know. Should I wrap it first? Should I do you know, performance? I don't know. We'll see. You'll just have to hang in there and, you know, keep an eye out for videos. Obviously, I think from this point I still have a few things left on the Jeep, but you know, some of the next couple videos I'm gonna try to do something with this. But thanks again for joining me again. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. I'm really trying to get that over that hump to the 1,000 subscriber goal, and once I do, I'm gonna do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so don't miss out on that. And